Hello. We're looking at to know your future. You must understand where we are and the past of where we've come from. When I started in this profession 35 years ago, there was $1 billion company. Today, there's over 20. My belief is in the next 10 years, that number would double. When that happens, for those of you that engage, it will create more wealth than you can imagine. The key that you want to do is you want to focus on your MBA. So as my good friend Sandy Ellsberg said, you can have an MBA, a massive bank account. So what's your MBA? It's the mindset, your beliefs, and your activities. One of the key things that changed my life is when I came across Wayne Dyer's tape series, No Limit Person. And see, I came to the realization that the limits that existed, I was responsible for them being there. See, once you take responsibility for what is, you can take it for what will be. Unfortunately, most people are in a state of denial, don't even notice I am lying, and they're lying to themselves. But what I did is I started feeding my mind. Again, it's your mindset. And that's one of the key elements that created the success I've had over a long period of time. Then I focused on my beliefs. And what I came to realize is a couple of my main beliefs that my parents, because they very much love me, instilled in me is the first one was don't talk to strangers. Well, that was to protect me. Now I'm going to tell you, by turning strangers into friends, you can make a fortune. The second belief that they told me is the way to a successful life is get a good education, get a good job, and everything else is going to work out. But here's what happens with most people. They end up settling in a good job. And before they know it, life passes them by. And then it's the activities that you want that will make sure that you create the life that you really desire or deserve. Some of you might be wondering how I can say that, especially with what's going on right now. But see, that to me is where the opportunity is. I believe what's happening now has leveled the playing field. I believe that there's going to be more wealth that happens because of what we're dealing with right now. Let me tell you what I've learned from the pandemic so far. The first thing that I learned is the majority of the people that died had underlying health conditions. Well, that can be avoided based on the solution that the companies that you represent have to offer. Again, it's a lifestyle approach. You want to do less of the negative things and more of the positive things, which is using your products. The second thing that I learned from the pandemic is the fact that people need to have a plan B. They need to have a second stream of income. They can't just depend on their job. And what does that mean for our profession? People are going to remember what we're going through now for years to come, even when we get on the other side of what we're dealing with. And we will get on the other side of what we're dealing with. Before the pandemic, I realized that one of the keys to my success, future success, would be meeting people online and getting them offline. So I focused on starting to meet people on LinkedIn. This was before the pandemic. I've got 30,000 first level connections of people on LinkedIn. Now, of those 30,000, I've probably talked to 500 and developed really good relationships with somewhere between 20 to 25 of those people. But since the pandemic, more and more people have been focusing on Zoom in these speed networking events. And I found that it's a lot easier and a lot quicker to meet people in these speed networking events. As I think back, when I started our profession, I think about all the money I spent on advertising, the direct mail that we did. At that point, the cost of acquisition was $150 a customer. I think about the money that I spent on personal growth, over $100,000. I think about my phone expenses. I think about the 2 million miles, air miles that I've flown around the world helping people within my networks and the hotel expenses. Today, because of technology, because of the fact that you don't have to do direct mail, you've got lead sources out there that you can buy leads very inexpensive. You've got people that are willing to train you on their leads at no cost that I can guide you to. You know, I don't have to travel. You've got Zoom. You know, look at, I'm talking to people from all around the world from the luxury of my home. So, you know, it's a lot less expensive. And as more and more people realize that, you know, you can, you know, build a huge income based from the luxury of your home. You know, today, most of the companies are like a hybrid, sort of like an affiliate with a leveraged business model on the back end. You know, I think about Amazon and look at Amazon and how successful they are. Now we've got products that you can only get from the companies that we represent. And most people that are attracted to our company are going to be attracted because of the fact that they want the products. You know, obviously we're always looking for the people that want to do it as a business, but the majority of the people just want a better lifestyle because of the products and maybe to take advantage of the tax benefits that go along with being involved in our business. You know, the keys to your success are being able to shift people's perception. You know, the root of the word perception is precept. It's their fixed ideas. It's their reality. The more that you can improve your skills, the more that you can understand the people that you're communicating with and help them see things the way that you know this business is, the more successful you're going to be. You know, think about, what are you really selling in this business? Is it the products? I don't think so. You know, the products are very important, obviously, in our business. They're going to be the glue that holds our business together, the foundation to build your business on. But what you're really selling is, can you help them create another source of income? Can you help them become successful? And to answer that question, you know, or I'm sorry, you saw the fact, can they do it? And obviously everybody can do this business. Will they do it is another question. And will you help them? You know, you're selling to the fact that you're going to be able to help them create the success that they're really looking for. One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, as he used to speak in front of the Herbalife crowd, you know, and people would respond to that button. And he trained the people within Herbalife to answer that with a simple question. And that question is, are you serious? Do you seriously want to know? As I take a look at what I'm looking for when I'm looking to work with somebody, because I know the value of my time, as each of you should know the value of your time, is that person that you're working with serious about being successful? Because as you understand that you've got the power to change that person's life if they join you in the business. The next thing that I've learned is, one of the biggest mistakes that people make in our profession, they focus on going for a transaction before they focus on creating a relationship. You know, they're looking for the sale. One of the key things to my success is I always focus on how I can give to that person in a way that will make a positive difference in their life. The more I give, the more I receive. I focus on how I can create something that will be of value, how I can position myself as a trusted advisor. You know, because people will do business with you if they know, like, and trust and know and understand that you've got their interest, not your interest, in your heart. The other thing that I teach people is, what they want to do is they want to be the brand, not the company that they represent. Again, the company that we represent, when it gets time to explaining why they are the right choice and why you're representing them, but you want to be the brand. You know, one of the keys that the brand that I've looked at focusing on myself is, success strategist. You know, when people ask me, what do I do? I tell them I'm a professional networker and I'm a strategist, because what I want to do is I want to focus back onto them. It's not about me. It's about me being able to help them create a better life. And the more clear we can be with our communication, the more we're able to connect with them so that they understand that we are there to help them. You know, I talked about the fact that when I started, I spent over $100,000 in personal growth, which I believe, and you take a look at almost every successful person, they will point to the fact that that is the reason why they're successful, the person they've become, because of the personal growth that this business, this profession offers. And, you know, a lot of that you can get for free on YouTube at no cost. Again, technology will accelerate the success that you're going to have if you do the activities, which is connect with people, talk to people, help people understand, number one, how you're going to help them, and number two, why they want to be involved with you. And that, with that, I've got a gift that there's a link, which is going to be some free information, no strings attached. And it's a copy of my book, which has helped tens of thousands of people become successful. It's in an ebook form and an audio form. All you have to do is click on the link. The other thing, the other gift that I've got for you is my copywriter's book, which is going to help you more effectively connect with people, either in the written word or in the verbal word. And the last thing is a company that I'm coaching. It's called AA Inc. School. They're going to give you a free, and you'll be able to see my landing page. I'll give you a free landing page no matter what company you're involved with. They will create it for you for free. And if you get in, if you log onto the link, there's what they call the coach's corner on there. And there's free training, absolutely free. So the only thing that's stopping you from creating the success that you deserve, and let me tell you, you all deserve to be successful. What I want you to remember, if I can do it, you can do it, and you can actually even do it better than I've done it. You know, the biggest thing that's stopping you from creating the success that you deserve is the 6 inches between your ears, your mind, you know, your self-talk, and that can be changed. Again, I appreciate being able to share my insights and wisdom with you today. I don't know if anybody's got any questions.
We have some questions from our listeners, Mr. Robert.
Sure.
Okay, so we have one here from Miss Tiff Young. She's asking, how can I understand and communicate well with my prospects? And how can I make them trust me more?
How can you communicate well with your prospects? I mean, first of all, speak from your heart, be authentic. And the way I've learned to make them trust me more is asking questions, find out where they're at, find out what, you know, what they're, where they are in relationship to where they want to go. And then you can copy and paste different links from, you know, YouTube. You know, I love anything from Jim Rohn, Simon Simonek. I mean, there's so much information out there that you can give to somebody for free, and then you get back to them. Remember, if you position yourself as a trusted advisor, if they understand the fact that you're there to help them, not to try to just extract money from them.
Okay, that was
Hopefully
a
that answers
very
the question.
yes, that was a very good answer, Mr. Robert. And then we have another question here from Mr. Shalimar Mama. He is asking, for you, what is success? How do you define it?
You know, doing the best you can, being the best person that you can. It's like, even though I've had a very successful career to this point, my mindset is my best is yet to come. I'm not exactly sure how and what that's going to be. I just love, and I understand my purpose, and my success is based on helping other people succeed.
Okay, great. And then another question here um, uh, from an anonymous user. What are the first things to do in network marketing?
You want to become a better person. You want to focus on personal growth and development. I mean, the common denominator from everybody that I know in network marketing is they point to this person they become because of the personal development that they've done. The next thing that you want to do is attract people. This business is about how you can attract other people and how you can help them create the success they're looking for.
Okay, great. And final question from another user. How to build trust with people online?
Um, Number one, I believe in getting them from online to offline. Today, it's like I'm talking to everybody all around the world on Zoom. When you can look at somebody, and then the next key is coming from giving. As you're asking questions, as you're trying to understand them, figure out something that you can give them, and it doesn't have to cost you any money. Again, I've got a whole library of tools that I use from YouTube. It's like if I were going to call a plumber up to come to my house to fix a problem, they're going to look at the problem and they're going to take out the right tool. If you've got a toolbox of things that you can give to somebody, you're coming from giving. It goes back to what Cialdini talks about in his book, reciprocity. If you give unconditionally, that's the best way to build trust.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. Any last words to our listeners and attendees?
Yeah, one of the key things that allowed me to create the success that I have done, besides listening to the cassette tapes and reading the books, was attending the events. Unfortunately, this is the first time I have not been at the live event and this is our 7th year. There's nothing like a live event, but in the meantime, sometimes based on what's happening, we've got to do what we've got to do.
Yes, and hopefully in the next year, we can do this live event again. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Robert Butwin. That was a very insightful talk. I hope everyone learned a lot from you today. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.